Good morning, booktubers. Today I have a book haul for you, and in fact this is a big enough haul that I have to split it into two videos. So the first one is going to be all of the classics that I have acquired, as well as a few kind of miscellaneous titles. There's a YA thrown into the mix, graphic novels, stuff like that. So let's get started. First and foremost, I am going to allow myself to buy about 3 Penguin English Library books per month because I really want to collect quite a few of those. Very recently I joined the Classics Club, which is a blog for people who want to read 55 classics in the next 5 years. And so, 50, 100, or 200 classics. I chose 55. So on my list is Cranford by Elizabeth Gaskell, and I started reading North and South last year, I believe it was, and I really enjoyed the book, but I just got a little bit bogged down. I wasn't in the mood for a long classic. I think I had read Madame Bovary maybe not too long before, and I just couldn't quite do it. So I bought Cranford in hopes that I can get back into Gaskell and that I'll have better luck starting out with this shorter work. Like I say, I was really enjoying the writing and everything. It was just a bad time for the book. I also have a copy of Persuasion by Jane Austen, and I bought this after I saw Claire's review at Reading Bukowski, and I've always had people tell me that they thought I would really enjoy this book because I loved Pride and Prejudice, I've enjoyed Emma, and this is a much more mature book. It was Austen's last novel, and so I've had it, recommended to me so many times. I thought it was time that I finally own a copy, and this is a gorgeous Penguin English Library. I just love the green and blue. I also picked up The Woman in White by Wilkie Collins, and boy, this is a chunkster. I'd also started reading this one a couple of years ago and set it aside because I had a bad ebook copy. It was just kind of not very good typesetting. It wasn't pleasant to read, just physically. The physical ebook part of it, looking at it, was unpleasant. So I picked up this beautiful Penguin English Library edition. And I think the Estella Society is going to lead a discussion of this book before the end of the year, and so I thought, hey, I might as well own a nice copy so I don't have to revert back to that really bad digital version. Last month, I actually ordered Northanger Abbey, whatever it's called, another Jane Austen book. I will be reading this for Austen in August. And so I had ordered it the last time I did a book haul, but it had not arrived yet. And I just love the red cover. I love all the Penguin English Library book covers, but this one in particular I'm very fond of. I like the color scheme a lot and the keys on the front. So, I also received my Puffin 25th anniversary edition of Matilda. And I've mentioned time and again that I love these Penguin English Library books. Puffin is part of Penguin. It's their children's book line. And these hardcover editions of many, many children's classics are just fabulous. I really want to add more of these to my collection. I know they have Alice in Wonderland, maybe Wuthering Heights, Call of the Wild, things like that. Quite a few. I don't actually know if Call of the Wild is one of them. But several children's books that are bound in this fashion with this, kind of printed, same fashion. I am all bad with the words today. Similar covers is what I'm trying to say. I read this book as soon as it arrived. It was a reread of Matilda for me. I've not read this book since I was about 9 years old, and I adored it. I love the film version. I love the book. So, great experience. Glad I own this copy. I have also fallen madly in love with Sherlock, the BBC version, with Benedict Cumberbatch. And I've never really had any interest in reading the Sherlock Holmes books or stories. I think I read The Red-Headed League in high school, and I was not a fan. It put me to sleep. However, now that I have a new context in which to think about Sherlock Holmes and the Sherlock Holmes mysteries and that whole power of deduction, it's really a lot more interesting to me at this age than it was then. So I found this beautiful edition. It's a leather flexible cover from Canterbury Classics. It has the inlaid detail sayings from Sherlock, the address of the house where they live and things like that, and the beautiful gold writing. And so I thought this was a great place to start. It's just the short stories. I've actually started reading A Scandal in Bohemia is the first story in the collection, and my favorite episode of Sherlock is based on that story. So it's already fun to compare back and forth between the stories, the originals, and the new imagining of Sherlock Holmes. So I'm really looking forward to this as well. Now, on from the classics. I mentioned this in a previous video. I received this graphic novel, Good Riddance, by Cynthia Copeland this week. I wrote to the publisher to see if I could have a finished copy to review because my galley copy was so bad. It was in such bad shape. And so I loved this book. I will be doing a review of it very soon. I also have a book I'm very excited about, More Than This by Patrick Ness. And I was approached by the publisher to see if I wanted to review this book. So this is a galley. It actually comes out in September. And I just love Patrick Ness. I think he's one of the most talented, smart, touching writing, complicated. He doesn't talk down to his audience in any way. I mean, I feel like anyone of any age could read Patrick Ness's books and really be involved, whether it's A Monster Calls, whether it's the Chaos Walking series. I mean, I've just loved everything of his that I've read, and so I'm really looking forward to this one as well. This is about a boy named Seth who drowns. He knows that he dies. He feels his bones breaking. He's dashed against the rocks on the coast and drowns. But then he sort of wakes up in his neighborhood, but it's overgrown, covered in dust, and abandoned. And he's trying to get to the bottom of what's going on and whether or not there's more than this. He feels like he's in a sort of hell or purgatory. And so, yeah, I just can't wait to read this book because I know it's going to be a treat. And then we have the Bohemian Love Diaries by Coleman. And this is a memoir about his interesting childhood. I had never heard of Coleman until he approached me on Twitter and via email. He sent me a very nice email. He had looked over my blog and things like that. I really appreciate it when authors go to the trouble of looking at your blog or your channel and seeing what you're about before they approach you about a book. And given that I really enjoyed The Glass Castle recently, I really enjoyed David Sedaris, I thought this memoir sounded like it would be up my alley as well. So, yeah, I'll be reading that soon. And I'm missing one. No, that's all from that stack. So, those are the classics and the miscellaneous books. I'm very tickled to read all of them. And I just cannot believe how many books I've acquired at this point in the month. So, yeah, I'm kind of putting myself on a book buying ban. I hate that word. Until the end of the month. I will allow myself to order some more classics next month, next paycheck. But for now, I'm done buying books. I may still get some from publishers this month. But yeah, the buying is going to slow down. So I hope you all are having a great day. I'll be back shortly with another book haul. And yeah, let's finish this off. Have a good day, guys.